Travel robot presence. Top 10 things to do in Faroe Island. Hey, in this video we are going to talk about the top 10 things to do in Faroe Island. The Faroe Islands boasts isolated villages and dramatic mountains. This out-of-the-way place in the frothing swells of the North Atlantic Ocean gives travelers solitude in unparalleled surroundings. So before starting this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Let's get started. Number 10. Múlafossur Waterfall. Well hidden in a secluded valley lies the tiny village Múlafossur. It was until the year 2004 totally isolated from the rest of the world. Thanks to a nice tunnel, you can now easily access one of the most spectacular waterfalls in the world. The waterfall in Múlafossur empties 60 meters, 200 feet, directly from the cliff top into the ocean, leaving visitors with an immense feeling of losing their breath. You will find Múlafossur Waterfall on Faroe Island. This top-rated day tour in the Faroe Islands with a local guide will let you indulge in the isolated valley where the picture-perfect nature shower is located. Experiencing the scenery in Múlafossur is a transformative experience. Number 9. Trailanippa. The floating lake attracts travelers from around the world. They come to this overwhelmingly beautiful sight to soak in one of nature's great wonders. Standing here is a truly unique experience. This classic guided tour on Faroe Island will get you to the best views from Trailanippa. When you are at the cliff's edge, the whole scenery turns into an optical illusion as the lake seems to be elevated much higher from the sea than it in fact is. A mesmerizing feat of nature. You will find Trailanippa, also known as the Slave Cliff, near the only airport in the Faroe Islands on the island Faroe. In order to get to Trailanippa, you will hike for 1 hour. The hike is an easy one. There is almost no elevation along the route. You will get to a gentle slope just before reaching the destination. Only a short walk from the stunning Trailanippa, you will find Ásmundarstakkur, a towering sea stack. This iconic vertical seawall rises 116 meters out of the ocean. It makes perfect sense to walk the extra 5 minutes from Trailanippa in order to experience Ásmundarstakkur. You will have a great view of the sea from this coastal attraction. There are great opportunities to sit down on the rocky ground and simply enjoy the sight. Expect to see lots of birds flying above your head and also underneath you. You will have a blast watching the sea stretching endlessly across the horizon. When the wind is howling, everything gets more moody. You will hear the waves roaring when crashing against the black basalt. As you move towards Ásmundarstakkur, you will cross Múlafossur Waterfall as you approach the rock wall. The water in the river comes from Lake Sorvagsvatn, also known as Lake Lítishvatn. The water is perched atop the cliff and then forms into Múlafossur Waterfall that drops straight into the Atlantic Ocean. Those looking for something extra can rent a kayak on Lake Sorvagsvatn and paddle all the way towards the seaside and hop on land. You will then be only minutes from these breathtaking attractions. Number 8. Drangarnir. Drangarnir Sea Arch is the perfect attraction for those yearning for an extraordinary experience at sea. This attraction is among the most iconic landmarks in the archipelago. The best way to enjoy the famous sea stack is by boat. Check out this popular Drangarnir boat tour. This all-time favorite is a must-do activity for all avid outdoor travelers. You will sail all the way out of the pristine Sormsstjordur Fjord, and then all of a sudden it is there, the awe-inspiring Drangarnir with the spiky eyelet Tindhamar in the background. This is when it gets exciting. Weather permitting, you might be one of very few people in the world to sail through the hole in the rock formation. Number 7. Viðareiði. In the most northern part of the archipelago, you will find a beautifully located village. Viðareiði is the northernmost settlement in the Faroe Islands. Here you will have an amazing view of mountains and the wild coastline. The church in Viðareiði looks great on photos, especially when you get one of the mountains Villingadalsstjall or Malinstjall in the background. Viðareiði is the main village on Viðoy Island. You can ramp up the experience in Viðareiði by joining a guided hike to Villingadalsstjall. As long as the mountain is free of clouds, you will have the most beautiful panoramic view of Viðareiði and surrounding isles. Number 6. Saksun. Just a 1-hour drive from the capital Tórshavn. You will be tucked between lush fields and soaring peaks in Saksun. The landscape in Saxon is extremely majestic. You will see turf-roofed houses, the iconic and beautiful old church, and the sandy lagoon. Saxon is one of the most isolated settlements in the Faroe Islands. You will love the silence and the calmness of this spectacular place. Number 5. Kallur Lighthouse. This is one of the Faroe Islands' true wonders. Standing on the edge overlooking the sheer cliff is a must-see experience for all travelers. You will find Kallur Lighthouse on the island Causeways. The scenery around Kallur Lighthouse is featured in the James Bond movie No Time to Die. This is the first time that scenes from the Faroe Islands are in a James Bond film. You can join the official Faroe Islands James Bond tour and walk in the secret spy's footsteps. It requires some planning to get to Causeway Island. You need to take a 20 minutes ferry ride from the town Klaksvík in order to get to the island. Check out the ferry timetable to Causeway Island. You will disembark the ferry at the harbor in the village Síðradalur on Causeway Island. Kallur Lighthouse is the absolute highlight on Causeway Island. You will get the best view of both the lighthouse and the sheer cliff Borgarinn when walking on the ridge along a grass path. This short walk from the lighthouse is not for the faint-hearted. There are 200 meters perpendicular rocky cliffs to both sides. Number 4. Hvithamar. This tremendous spot overlooking the Funningstjordur Fjord is only a 10 minutes walk uphill from the mountain pass Jarskort. You will have a great aerial view of the fjord and the jagged mountain peaks. Hvithamar is an easy-to-reach and enchanting experience. The winter view from this place is something truly special, as the snowy mountains will make your experience a magical one. Snow is never a guarantee, as the weather is ever changeable. But if you visit between November to March, the nearby mountain peaks will most likely be covered with snow. You will also have a stunning view to the north when standing on Hvithamar. Most of the time, there will be a fresh wind here, adding an extra layer of natural quality to this easy accessible viewpoint. Hvithamar gives you a deep sense of calmness. It is the perfect place to visit when you want to be out in nature without crowds. Number 3. Jog. Only a short drive from Hvithamar above Funningur, you will find the remote Higgledy-Piggledy village Jog. The multicolored houses, the 200-meter gorge, and the spectacular view to the north makes Jog a favorite destination among travelers. Make sure to go for a stroll to the cleft in Jog, where you will get amazing photos of the stunning scenery. It takes only 5 minutes to get to the end of the gorge. You will walk next to the edge, but do not worry, as there is a fence all the way to the end. The view is rewarding. You can also take the concrete stairs and enter the gorge itself. During windy days in winter, you can experience rising waves and surf in the gorge. Staying at the local Jargarder guest house for a couple of days is a good choice. You will for sure relax in these remote settings. Number 2. Tjornuvik. The isolated village Tjornuvik is nestled in a steep valley. Make sure to walk between the tidy houses and go down to the small local beach, and to enjoy the fantastic view of the sea stacks Risen Og Kellingen, the giant and his wife. Tjornuvik is on the island Streymoy. If you walk for 15 minutes towards the hillside away from the village, then you will be rewarded with a panoramic view of the village. This is a really great place to just soak in the serenity and quietness that this village gives you. Number 1. Ásmundarstakkur. Ásmundarstakkur sea stack is amazing. In order to experience Ásmundarstakkur, you will take the ferry Smyril from Tórshavn to the southernmost island Suðuroy. The ferry to Suðuroy takes 2 hours. From the northernmost village on the island of Suðuroy, you will head west to discover this absolutely fantastic coastline and sea stack. If you dare, you can also cross a wooden bridge that hangs a few hundred meters above sea level to get out the Rautuskvor cleft. When standing at Rautuskvor, you will have a great view of Ásmundarstakkur. The scenery on the west coast of Suðuroy is a much appreciated attraction by the locals. If you love similar content like this, take a look at my other videos. And if you like it, please smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. If you have further questions, feel free to comment down below. See you in the next video.